It's Tuesday, the 7th of January 2003, and it has been a sad enough Christmas for us with the loss of my mother. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a lot of wee bits of film clips that I've done over the years. I'm going to put it together as an obituary to her. And there was some nice enough stuff, some nice stuff that we've done in the last few years. The most surprising thing that amazed me really was how well known she was and how much thought of she was around the town and the district. The amount of people who called at the house during the wake and the amount of people who attended her funeral. I'm just going to show you here now a pile of the sympathy and mass cards that we received. You can see there's, I don't know how many there are dozens and dozens of them. Just read one or two here. Need to put my glasses on. It's also surprising that after the funeral, how many people come up and said to us that they didn't realise that she was dead and they sent more of these cards and letters. This one here is from Woolley, her neighbour, her next door neighbour, Woolley, at Mulview Gardens, Woolley Keane. And this one is from our friend Susie McNichol, who will hopefully have some clips of Susie on the video later on. This one is from Jared and Don McNichol, people we know up the road. Mary and Thomas McIntyre, my cousin. And this here's a wee sympathy card and a letter. It just says, "Dear John, I was very sorry to hear of the loss of your mother. Although she was very elderly and had not been well, her passing will still leave much sadness and a feeling of disbelief. However, you will be left with lovely memories of her. Her thoughts are with you and Angela and the family at this time. Kind regards, Beth Kerr." That's Dr. John Kerr's wife. He does the narrating on my videos. This one here is from Emma O'Kane and family. That's Emma up in Belfast, Sonny's wife. So you can spend all night reading these here, but I'm not going to read any more of them. What I'm going to do now is the last time that I interviewed her, the last time that I talked to her was on the 17th of March, and although she wasn't well, she was still talking about getting better.
Oh, I do feel better.
Right. But you're not going with us today to Donegal?
Where to?
You want to go to Donegal today?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No, for,
You'll not be going out to the weather gets a bit warmer.
what did she?
You're not going out till the weather gets a bit warmer.
Yeah.
No hair near them.
She hasn't the hearing aid on.
No.
It's not a good thing interviewing her without the hearing aid.
No, but you know what, Ansel? I'd be afraid of taking sick if I was out in the car, you know.
It's very cold yet too. You'll not go out till the weather gets a bit warmer. Another month or so.
Oh, aye. I don't want to bring this bag again.
Once is enough to have.
Aye, once is enough.
So you've been bad since Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
but you're on the mend now. So there we are. That's her and the daughter there, home from America. And the next shot you'll see, I would say, should be in Donegal, so we'll take some pictures in Donegal of the bands and the singers, and we'll maybe send this to America.
Oh,
Well,
it's going to America.
Is there anything now, just wait till you get money, is there anything you'd like to say to the Americans?
what's she?
Is there anything you'd like to say to the Americans?
Oh, yes. I would be glad to see some of them coming over.
Oh, more coming, huh?
Eh?
You'd
More
like to see some
housekeepers.
more coming.
She wants more housekeepers.
So that's an appeal going out to America to send over more people.
An appeal is going out for more people.
Well, you heard the appeal there today. The Americans indeed. The Americans come over well last year because Calhoun was home early on in the year. Mimi was home there for the 17th of March. And Bernie and Richard came on the 12th of April then. Bernie stayed for a full month. And Mimi was back again in August, so everybody did their bit, alright. You can see there she didn't look too bad, and she never really looked much worse than that. She still had that sense of humour right up to 2 or 3 days before she died. One of the first clips of film I took of her was way back in 1970, and that was the famous Granny with the Goat scene. So we'll have a wee look at that now. This picture was taken in 1988. That was the first year that Angela and me went to America. And the picture is Bernie, Angela, Eileen Tucker, Mimi, Callan and Granny. That was at Kennedy Airport. This picture was taken in 1996. It's on the beach at Myrtle Beach. That was the first year we went to Myrtle Beach. This is inside Bernie and Richard's house at Myrtle Beach. You can see I had the camera with me. Back up in Stephen and Debbie's back garden, I think they had a party for us, and Liz and Eddie were there. There's a picture of Granny and Debbie, taken in 1996. This is a picture of her with her two sisters, Mary and Ina. A wonderful thing about her was her memory. Even up to recently, her memory was very, very clear. Like myself, she could remember the first day she went to school.
I must have started school when I was about maybe between 4 and 5. My older sister took me.
Which one was that?
Mary. Oh, she's dead years ago.
So what was the first school you went to then?
That was the one beside the chapel, beside the Drummagarner chapel, a wee school there. It wasn't a very big school, it was just one lower part and upstairs and a department upstairs. The two places, one for the infants upstairs and one for the seniors downstairs.
And what did they teach you?
The teacher was Mrs. Barry, my teacher. And the other one downstairs was Master Kelly, both dead years ago.
So what would you have been taught at the school?
Well, you were taught to write, to make letters first, and then put them into words. And spell them then, whenever you had them in the words. Then she come round and asked you to spell them. Then you had to make them into a sentence.
Would they give you a hammer if you didn't get it right?
Oh well, Miss Barry wouldn't. No, she just talked nice to you. But when you went downstairs it was worse.
So when did that school, when did you move then out to the Morns Cross Road?
Well, I must have been about maybe 10, between 9 and 10, when we moved up to the Crossroads School. That was a new school. And the first day, I can remember it well, we had a big feast. We had tea and all sorts of pastry and sandwiches and all.
That was the first day you moved into the new school?
Yeah. We didn't do much work that day. But then I started after that. Oh, Master Kelly was a very severe teacher.
Would you have said he was a cruel man?
He was. He would have slapped you for very little. If you were 2 or 3 minutes late in the morning, and you know how far we had to walk, he called you up round the front, and everybody got 2 slaps.
If you're a couple of minutes late?
There were two or three of us together, you see.
How far would it have been from Lesnagrot to Crossroads?
I would say it was a good 5 miles. And you had to go over fields, hedges and ditches, and if there were, you had to go through a river with stones on it. You had to pick the stones to get over to the other side.
Would it not have been shorter for you to go to a school in Kilrea?
Well, we always went to the one in Drummagarner, started there. Ina went to the one in Kilrea.
So you went to school until you were what age?
Huh?
What age did you go to school to?
To what age did I leave, you mean?
Yes.
I left when I was about between 13 and 14.
You started work then?
I started work, yes.
Tell me about that.
Oh, go on. I hope there are none of them listening. My sister was in that place, in the Hermitage in Garvagh. Then I went over to her.
Which sister?
Cassie, she's dead. And I worked with her for ages. And then she booked and went to America and left me alone. So I was alone in the house, doing the work all myself for a long time, till they got somebody else.
You were hired on there to the Hermitage?
Yeah.
For how much?
Where do I see now? I think for the 6 months we got £7 or something.
Tell me what sort of work you were doing.
Well, you had to do the washing, you had to make the beds, set the tables for the dinner. Well, after Cassie left, I had the dinners to make. I had all the food to make, bake and all.
What length of a day would you have worked?
Well, you worked to bedtime.
What time you start at?
Well, you had to get up about 7:30, 8.
And what were they like to work to?
Well, they weren't great.
But you were friendly enough with them.
Too many bosses in the house.
How many bosses?
Well, there was Annie and Kathleen. Well, Claire was my best friend, and Eileen, they were the youngest. They were better friends of mine than the bigger ones. The other ones were very bossy. And the old dog would give you a blow now and again if you didn't do the thing right.
So how long were you there for?
I was in for 9 years.
9 years until you got married.
Until I got married, yes. Eileen and me went to Lochderg together. And after I come home then I fell in with your father. And after that we got married.
You got married in 1933.
Yes.
So you'd have been what, 24 then?
I wasn't 24, I was only 22 or something.
Mm-hmm. So where did you move to then after you got married?
Hmm?
Where did you move to after you got married?
Well, after we got married we moved to the station road in Garvagh, to a wee thatched house. Belonged to Henderson's. I had to pay £0.50 a week for it.
There'll be no electricity on it.
Hmm?
There'll be no electricity on it.
Oh, not at all. You had candles and a lamp.
And what sort of heating did you use?
A fire. Just an open fire.
And how did you cook?
Oh, you cooked just, whenever we were there a while, I got a gas cooker from John Bonner. So, cooked not. But I was able to cook in the other place. Put on the pan, there's a thing you could have put on the pan, you know, a chain hanging down in the open fireplace.
Well, you've had a fry every morning.
Well, your father usually got a fry.
Where was he working at that time?
He was working in the creamery. Oh, he was in the creamery from he left school. He was a long time in the creamery.